So it's time to discuss transfers once again. Things are heating up, things are happening fast. Some clubs are happy, some clubs are not happy. But regardless, the countdown is on ahead of the new Premier League season. And just before we get into today's, discussion, first off, let's look at some confirmed deals already. Victor, how do you rate Simeon Adingra to Sunderland from Brighton? £20 million on a 5-year contract.
I think it's a good deal for 20 million. I feel like he didn't have much of a chance anymore with Brighton. Like it felt like he was on a bit of a decline. But for Sunderland, it should be a pretty good signing because they do need people with Prem experience in this team. They haven't been in the Premier League in a while, and they do need someone to pull them forward. So I'm gonna give this one a 7, cautiously optimistically an 8, but I'll stick with 7.
Mhm. Yeah, fair enough. And moving on to transfer development, Tottenham are plotting a move to sign Brentford's Johan Wissa. And the question is, do you think he improves their attack in any way?
Yeah, I mean, who are we going to compare him with? Richarlison, right? Anyone would. I mean, get Darwin Nunez and it's an improvement on Richarlison. Uh, I think it's a good good deal for them if they manage to land him, especially after missing out on Mbumo. But Jan Wissap, he's proven to everyone what he can do now. If he can scale that output at least on paper, bigger club than Brentford, then everybody's happy, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. And over to you, Max. It is no secret that Manchester United remain in search of a forward this summer. And now the latest reports are saying United have opened talks with Atalanta over signing Ederson. And the price being mentioned is 51.7 million, pounds. So do you think Ederson gives the vibe of another, Oiland or something, or would this be a signing that makes sense for United?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about Syria strikers and Man United, you already know you saw Hoyland doing nothing, Ziggy doing nothing, and you want to spend 50 more million to unproven player that never scored more than 6 goals in Syria. I mean, for 52 mil, it's nonsense.
You don't get him to score goals, though. You get him to break up attacks, and I think Ederson's a good player. The only question is he's better than Casemiro is nowadays, but is he better than Ugarte? Which,
No,
yeah,
he's too young.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, so now Victor, this is back to you. Rate Chelmslyn Talby to Sunderland, £19.8 million on a 5-year contract.
yeah. This one I find a little bit expensive. I think they should have maybe negotiated a better fee, but then again, nowadays it's hard. Selling clubs always try to get as much as possible, especially from Prem clubs. And newly promoted clubs to the Prem will always have to pay like a little bit of a premium, like a desperation bonus, I guess. Um, Overall, I'm very much like, let's see how this one goes. So 5, yeah, 5.
5, really? Nice. I would have thought 6, but yeah, 5 is because of the price,
I'd say
anyways.
even less.
Yeah,
Because he's not who Sunderland needed at the moment to keep to stay in Prem.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
He's the guy for the future.
And yeah, fair enough. And this next question for Victor, I'm happy I'm not the one to answer it because I would probably prolong this whole video if I was the one to answer. So Arsenal have submitted an initial bid for Noni Madueke around £50 million with add-ons included. However, Chelsea are saying they want more than £50 million fixed. And they are mentioning the fact that, oh, if Elanga cost £55 million, then why should Noni Madueke not cost that same amount or within that same range? So the question here, Victor, is between Arsenal and Chelsea, which side actually is more unrealistic in this potential deal? Arsenal for bidding that amount, or Chelsea for requesting more than that amount?
Oh God, it's a very difficult question because Arsenal are just out of their damned minds getting yet another right winger, especially for that money. Chelsea wanting Elanga money for Madueke because why not is just as stupid because he's just not as good as Elanga, you know. I, it's more unrealistic. I don't know. I think maybe Arsenal because they're sabotaging Nwaneri at this rate.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I feel like Arsenal are the ones to blame for bidding that amount, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just what I'm thinking, anyways. Moving on to Liverpool, Max. Liverpool are reportedly stepping up their interest in Hugo Ekitike. But the question here is if they are going to replace Darwin Nunez, is Ekitike an upgrade in any way?
I mean, everybody's an upgrade on Nunez, but do you really think that playing in start with Ekitike can bring you another trophy of Premier League? I really don't think so. And if you want to keep the momentum and continue doing great stuff, you should probably sign somebody from Prem, so he wouldn't need time to adapt. So I'd say this is not the best move for Liverpool, obviously.
Fair enough. And still with you, Max. Rate Tieno Barry to Everton, £27 million on a 5-year contract.
I mean, it's not the best move they could make, but I mean, when you're Everton, you're not supposed to choose the player to sign, and especially when you're trying to sign young, promising guys, they're usually going to a bigger team. So I'd say it's about a 6.5, maybe a 7.
Mm, fair enough. And on a final note, Victor, rate Mohamed Kudus to Tottenham, £55 million on a 6-year contract.
Again, I feel bad, you know, because I really like Brennan Johnson, you know, and I feel like it scuppers him this one, but I get why they would go for him, and at the same time, it demolishes West Ham. Let's face it. 6, because I don't think he can reach the heights they think he can reach. I'm not seeing as much quality as some of these sides are seeing. And if he were that good for 55, I think other big teams, other top six, well, not top six, big six teams would have been in for him apart from Spurs. And I just didn't really see that much. So 6, maybe even 5.5.
Yeah, but for an
Mm.
agent, it's definitely a 10.
For the
Sorry?
what?
Yeah, I mean, but for Kudus agent, it's definitely a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, the agent is going to be smiling to the
I,
bank anyway.
I try to not talk about agent fees because it generally disgusts me, but yeah, it is what it is.
Anyways, yeah, that's all we have for the transfer news today. And of course, before our next episode, we are sure and we're certain that there will be new development to discuss, and we'll be sure to bring all the best bits as they come.